Welcome to BG Badminton. My name is Gerald and I'm a former national player for the Singapore national team. I'm here to spread my love and passion for badminton, so come join me as we explore the possibilities of the world's fastest racket sport together.
So a lot of beginners have asked, how can they play better badminton? What are some of the exercises they can do, things they can practice to improve their game? And I was inspired by a skating video where this person mentioned 15 different things that you can do to become a better skater, and I figured, why not? Badminton, we can do something similar. And so here is 12 different things that you can do to improve your badminton game, and hopefully after practicing these exercises, you'll become a better badminton player. So let's begin. So tip number 1 is to play with your racket a lot. By playing, I mean you can just spin, really spin and then hold, spin and hold. The idea for this is that you need to get the backhand grip and the forehand grip correct. So you need to, change to backhand, to forehand, back, forehand. So you spin, 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 and then backhand, real quick. Even when you're walking along the streets, crossing the road, just before you're eating, waiting for your turn, swing your racket. Forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, 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 forehand, top backhand, bottom backhand. Lots of different shots. So get very familiar with it. So tip number 2 is to juggle the shuttle. Why this is helpful? Because juggling the shuttle ensures that you won't miss the shuttle when you're playing the game. A simple way to start off is to put the shuttle on your racket and just flip it up. So if you're not as proficient, you can juggle a little higher. It makes it a lot easier. You can start from one side, and as you get better, change sides. Use both sides, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. And as you improve, you can gradually reduce the height, such that you juggle the shuttle real low, very near you, and walk at the same time. It makes it a lot harder. So the third thing you can do is lunging. Why lunging is so important? Because it can improve your reach, your speed, and most importantly, it prevents or reduces the chance of injuries. So you start off with, small lunges. But as you get better, gradually increase your stride. Imagine taking very low shot, and even to the back. And with more practice, you get better and much faster at it. Woo! So the fourth thing you can practice is hitting against the wall. This will improve your defense, your ball sense, your hand-eye coordination, and more importantly, it makes you a much better badminton player. You should start off by hitting a little softly, and as you get better, you can start to hit harder, flatter, and then from there, with more practice, you can improve the speed. You can do time challenge, like how many shuttles can you hit in a minute, and so forth. Ooh, that one got me. So the next step is to be able to hit shots with power. So this takes practice. When you first start, when you hit the shuttle, you're not really using your full power. But as you get better, you need to learn how to be able to hit shots with full power. Or basically with power. It doesn't have to be full power, but with more practice, you're able to control and coordinate. Like the power has to come from your legs, then to your torso, and then to your arms. So the sixth thing that I recommend you learn is to move your opponent front and back of the court. So in order to move your opponent, you need to do techniques such as lifting, netting at the front of the net, and at the back, you need to learn your lobbing, your drop shot, and even your smash if you're able to. So this would essentially bring your game to a whole new level as you learn how to maneuver your opponent front and back. Yeah, it snapped. So trying to do this halfway, guess what happened? My string snapped. So this is going to be a $20 video. So one thing I would like to emphasize is that you don't have to always have perfect technique. In fact, perfect form takes years, and not every professional player has perfect form. It's very important to emphasize more on the results, whether your shuttle is actually reaching to the front or to the back of the court. So now for the 7th exercise, and that is to move your opponent to the left and to the right. Once you've mastered how to move your opponent to the front and back, now it's time to move them to the sides. Again, very important is you need to emphasize a lot on the results, whether you're hitting the shuttles really to the left and the shuttle that's really to the right. Once you're able to move your opponent front, back, left and right, your shots are pretty dangerous as of now. One tip I have is for you to emphasize more on attacking your opponent's backhand, because the backhand corners tend to be weaker than the forehand corners, especially at the back. So the 8th exercise is to do the front back footwork as well as the 6 corner footwork. So let's begin. So the important thing is that when you're doing the footwork, by working on your footwork, this improves your general speed, your ability to retrieve shuttles and recover from difficult positions. For footwork, it is very important to emphasize on speed, efficiency, as well as safety. So as long as your technique does not compromise on your safety and efficiency, you should be fine. You don't have to emphasize on perfect technique because again, that will take years to master. I've made a 3-part series explaining how do you do the front back footwork properly, and there are many videos out there that teaches you how to do the 6 corner footwork. So for the 6 corner footwork, one of the tougher areas to master is the overhead shot, because the footwork as well as the swing tend to be a lot more difficult. So you need to practice a lot, and before you know it, you'll be flying around the court. Exercise number 9, the service. So there is both the backhand service as well as the forehand service. And of course, there's the singles as well as the doubles. So you need to be able to do the service from any area of the court, backhand, forehand, and be extremely confident in your service. So this is important because a good service will set you up for the next killing shot. So I remember back then when I was in the national team, what we would used to do is things like blindfolding ourselves, covering the net so you can't see both the net as well as the opponents. And even with the net covered, us blindfolded, we need to get every single shuttle across the net nicely. So when you're starting out, it is very important to look at the way you hold the shuttle as well as the swinging technique. And as you get better, you need to shift your focus from holding the shuttle to looking at your opponent, where your opponent is standing, so that you can vary your serve in order to, catch your opponent off guard. And of course, you must vary your service. Deception, there we go. And then you can hold the shuttle as well. Learn how to take your time in serve. Do not rush your service. And then of course there's the flick serve. So exercise number 10, learning how to jump. So this is everyone's favorite part. When you have learned how to smash, drop, all the different techniques, now you need to add in a little bit of that jump. So when you're hitting the shuttles, learn to jump and hit the shuttle at the same time. When you're starting out, it's easiest to learn how to jump using your calves, meaning to say you do these small jumps. And as you get better, then try to do full jumps where you can reach maximum height, and that elevation will give you more speed, a lot more power in your shots. Once you've learned how to jump, the next thing we're going to do is the spin net. A lot of people like this technique because it looks very good, and not only does it look good, it's also very effective in game. So when trying to spin the shuttle, it's important to ensure that you take the shuttle high. You can practice on your own or practice against a friend. So there are many directions in which you can spin: forward, backward, left and right. So you need to practice all the different sides. Exercise number 12 is the backhand shot. Once you've mastered all the different techniques, now it's time to learn to cover the weak spots. So the backhand corner shot is generally the weaker shot in the game. It's very difficult to master because you can't see the net.
To get going, you can ask a friend to help feed you shuttles. That way it's much easier for you to practice your backhand shots. The goal is to improve your consistency as well as your control, meaning you should be able to do hard shots and soft shots with your backhand.
Ah, I missed it. It's okay, I'll try again and I'll get it this time. Ha, I got it. So I hope you learned something new. If you haven't already, be sure to smash the subscribe button because your support keeps me on YouTube. So if you want to watch other videos like this, be sure to check out my channel. And as always, I'll see you in the next video again. Bye bye!